Beth and Kristie, can you hear me? Because we cannot hear you. So maybe if you want to try refreshing your browser, unfortunately, no one is able to hear you guys. Hey, can everybody hear me? This is Denise from the Goethe-Institut again. All right, a couple people can hear me. Hopefully Beth and Kristie can hear me since we're not able to chat with them right now, so we're trying to get them to notice that we can't hear them. So just hang tight for a couple minutes. I apologize for the delay. Hopefully we will be able to fix this soon. So just give us a couple more minutes and hopefully we will be rolling again.
Oh no, have you guys had no sound this whole time? So Suzanne had worked just fine. Okay. For the last 5 minutes, yes. Oh no. They lost me after word jumble. Okay, so I think you missed one screen and now it's working. Okay. So, okay, the mic is on. Okay. So I'm going to quick look at where the word jumble was.
Screen 3, yeah. David.
Let me see. Let me see. The mic is on. Okay, you can't hear me as well. All right. Okay, yes. I turned off the share screen just so I could check because I realized, what if I've been talking for 25 minutes and no one can see me, but it looks like you can definitely hear me. So let me look and see. So that was, okay. Let me go ahead and try, I'm going to try share file this time, and it won't have kind of all the fun bells and whistles of some of our flying in things, but we can walk through this, and hopefully this may help as well. Thank you all for your patience and understanding. It's converting this file, so it probably is going to mess up a little bit of our fonts, but you'll have the original, so that'll be good. Okay, perfect. Okay, well, Kristie and I, instead of going to full view our screen, we're going to show this PDF, and I know some of you lost us on the, whoa, look at, this is like going through time and space. Word jumbles was the last thing I talked about, cutting up the words and sentences. I know this is really hard to see because this is from the PDF, but I want to make sure you can at least kind of see and hear as we go through stuff. Agreed? Agreed. Okay. So the last thing I talked about was that the bulk of this project was their advertisement to talk about what you can do to practice sustainability and Klimaschutz. So I shared with my students advertisements. I talked a little bit about how I even included ones from the Green Party because it's an opportunity to talk about the party system a little bit. I don't know, you probably can't see this very well, but this image right here is, hello, we have this for you. It's a handout I made where it talks about think, pair, share for students in terms of what can they do at school, at home, shopping, and transportation to help. And then I didn't really say too much there, I guess. They worked on their projects, and of course at the end they present. Thanks, Karen. I just saw your chat. So in the end, this is a student sample. In the end, after the students present and talk about their kind of advertisements for Klimaschutz, then we always do the L part of our KWL chart, so everyone has an opportunity to now kind of say, wow, this is what we've learned as a result of this unit. So I talked really fast on those last few slides because I want to make sure I leave time for Kristie. There's a few fun things we were gonna try to do, but we may not on here. We're just gonna go with the flow, right? It's like teaching.
Going with the flow.
We got this. No
what
problem.
is the lesson plan?
Woo! Just throw it out the window. No, joking. Don't do that. Don't listen to me. All right. So you'll have access to a lot of our videos, including the German grammar ones, and go for it. Yeah.
Okay. So Kristie here. I'm taking over to do the German biology crossover unit. And if you can't tell, we like alliterations and fun titles. So the title for this one is Sustainability 101, School, Home, Community, Oh My. And that is basically the theme for the entire unit. It is a comparative of studying how sustainability is reached in the home, in the community, and at school. All right. Again, I teach freshman biology, so this particular lesson is actually very easy to integrate at any point in the school year. Sometimes I do it with biomes. This year I'm saving it to do it on Earth Day to kind of do a tie-in and a physical application because we're going to do our best to plant some trees with the lesson. But it's basically, it's a unit in and of itself, so you can actually input it into your lesson plan at any point in time. All right, so again, with the unit objective, our overall objective is to make the students more aware of their surroundings as far as sustainability goes, especially when it comes to 3 locations. The school, which they have a daily interaction with, and they can definitely see how their habits affect a community. The home, which are practices influenced by their parents and something that they can actually change and control later on in their life. And then application at a citywide or community level. Where the German part comes into this is at the end when you're studying communities, you do a comparative. We've done a comparative between the school, the home, and the city. Now we're going to do a comparative between the city and how German does it as well. All right, So our essential questions, again, how does your school elicit sustainability? How does your home elicit sustainability? And how does your community respond to sustainability? And then relate it to Germany. All right, so on day one, we're going to take it easy, just like we did with the German lesson. As we all know, vocab is extremely important, so we are going to start off with our vocab list for sustainability as well. Sustainability tends to be a word that's thrown around a lot lately, but it means different things to different people. So when you start off this lesson, we're going to make what's called a word map, which you can see in the image here. Give them sustainability, make sure it's spelled correctly, give them a little helping hand there, and then let them go. Let them figure out what words that they know respond to sustainability. It's kind of similar to that KWL chart, what I know, what I want to know, and what I've learned. So,
and we have this for you.
Exactly. We do have both those, that PDF for you as well. But you can take those terms and put them under what I know. I know sustainability. I know recycling. I know eco-fuels. And then you can evolve from there. That's going to start our discussion on sustainability. You can open up the floor for, okay, what do you see done around the campus? And it just gives them a chance to physically interact with the terms that you are going to be using for the unit. The homework assignment, again, because vocab is so critical, it's to review the vocab and make sure that they have a very firm understanding of it. So I give them a quiz. Best way to know if they've done it is to quiz them on it. All right, so on day two, our bell work is to review the vocab, make sure that everyone knows what they're doing because they will be taking their quiz, and then start to come up with a list of how your school participates in sustainability. We are going to start at the school level because you see them every day. They're at school every day, and you can't control what happens in the home. So make a list on the whiteboard or the smart board, or create a word wall and just come up with a list that's going to be up all unit, because this list is going to become integral for our later challenge that day. Once they take the quiz, one of my favorite parts of this particular unit is the QR code scavenger hunt.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, you techie you. So the QR code scavenger hunt is going to take a little bit of work on your part. What you need to do is ahead of time come up with topics that you feel are important that the kids should know about on campus. Notice how I didn't say what your school is doing right. It doesn't have to be all positive. If your school doesn't have a recycling program, shed some light on it. All right? If your school is one of the few schools in your city that has a compost pile for a school garden, shed some light on that. That's awesome.
Spotlight that.
Make sure you're doing both positives and negatives with this scavenger hunt. And what you're going to do is you're going to create a QR code. The QR code is going to have a particular file, image, whatever information you want them to know about that particular topic. And my techie over here is going to actually explain how you make a QR code because it's pretty German to me.
German to you. Nice. Thanks, Kristie. So, yes, I'm going to explain this. I had a lot of cool fly-in fun pictures. So this is kind of a hot mess right now. Would you say? Yes, this is a hot mess. But I'm going to kind of walk you through some of this, and then later, hopefully, we can, we'll be able to share some information with you as well. So QR codes, I love them. First, as Kristie says, you want to make sure that you have a list where you've gone ahead and created a list of the things that you're doing well or not doing well. I'm going to pull up this file real quick so you can kind of see what ours looks like. So we're giving this to you as well. It's all yours. I know that's kind of funky font right now, but I promise you it's good. So we went through and made a list of all the things that we liked. We then added links or text that we were going to share with the students. A number of the things that we shared with them are videos that we made. Like we made our own video about water fountains. We made our own video about the recycling program at school. We have, through one of our social studies classes, a fair trade club that just started. So the BL, the Bishop Lynch Fair Trade group, went ahead and helped us make a video about fair trade on campus and what this club is all about. Oops, I keep clicking that wrong thing. So that's one of the things that we did. Open. Thank you, Kristie. All right, so once that's been made, we're going to go to a QR code generator website. One of the things that that I found to be helpful was kind of playing with some of them, and this is one that I found that was very helpful. So q-code-generator.com. It's really easy to use. You would simply go ahead and put in the information that you want to share, be it a QR code, be it a link to a YouTube video or text or an image. You can even upload an MP3. So if you wanted to play like some really cool, I don't know, who's cool? John Denver. He's cool. Yeah. So you could play some music that's earthy and go ahead and create and generate that code. So kind of hidden behind that, but there's a QR code right there. That QR code then is put on pieces of paper, and we make sure we label them.
Yes, they all look the same.
Yeah.
So if you think you can tell the difference between QR1 and QR2 next to each other, you can't. Make sure they're labeled, or you'll do what I did and put things in the wrong place.
Right. So we label them, and they say BL Sustainability Scavenger Hunt, and then underneath it, it says water fountain. So this was one that was highlighting our water fountains at school. I know it might be a little hard to see, but here's our water fountains that are new to our school that talk about how many bottles of water you've saved since, you're bringing a reusable water bottle to school. So the students would use a QR code scanner where we allow them to use they can use their mobile devices for teacher-initiated projects. So I use Red Laser, there's QR code reader, there's a number of them. So in their groups, they would open up this reader. They would then go ahead and scan it. Once again, kind of hard to see, but they're scanning this QR code. This one says, hey, do you want to open this URL? And they're going to say, yes, we do, because we know Ms. Wainwright and Beth Burau made an awesome video for us. And that's, in fact, what we did. We made an awesome video. Well, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
awesome is a very strong word, but it's informative, and that's what matters.
So we have a video that we made about water fountains at our school. And these links will be available to you. So you can make your own or use ours as an example. And that's a little bit about QR code craziness. Yeah?
Yes.
I like that, QR code craziness.
So after they've completed their QR code scavenger hunt, they're actually going to make a T-chart for a Think, Pair, Share. So T, letter T, we've all seen them before. Again, with the Think, Pair, Share, mainly what we want them to brainstorm are successes and suggestions, what they think that the school does well, and suggestions for the things that maybe you don't do so well. Again, we're not looking to shame anybody or shame the school, but we're here to inform, and the kids need to know what's working and what's not. So their homework for that evening, after they've done the school-based T-chart, they are now going to evaluate how they perform or how they use sustainability in their own home. So have them take that T-chart home and do a think about how they are successful at home when it comes to sustainability, or how they could maybe suggest to their parents about increasing sustainability. I mean, they're going to come up with things like turning off the lights, turning off the TV, maybe washing the dishes by hand instead of running the dishwasher. And it's the little things to get them thinking. So the next class period, when they do come back to class, that's when they're going to share. They're going to partner up, and they're going to review each other's T-charts, and they're going to come up with the best suggestions for that pair, that duo, trio, however you arrange them, and then they're actually going to share those with the class. You're going to come up with great topics to they're going to come up with great topics about being successful at home, and then you're going to use that segue to go into a German home. While we were in Germany, we actually had the benefit of going to a German home and actually creating our own video to highlight some of the sustainability habits of a German household. Again, please feel free to use this. So with my science students, before we go into the German home, we're going to actually brainstorm and come up with, what do you think a German home is successful at? Most of my kids, unfortunately, do not take German, so they will not really have a good background on what a German home is or how it functions. So it's a great way to get them thinking. Once they watch the video, you can come back and say, okay, well, what did you see from the list? What were some of the successes that were on the list? How can we suggest that they would make or perform more sustainable in the home? And then that's going to springboard their next assignment. You're going to put them in groups, and you are going to pair up different types of sustainable actions that your community is involved in. Recycling, water conservation. It's going to take a little bit of work on your hand to come up with those topics, and put put your peers, or excuse me, not your peers, your students in groups of 4. And then you make 2, have them research your community and how your community conserves water. And then the other 2 in that group are going to research how Germany conserves water. So they're going to be looking at the same thing from 2 different points of view. So their homework is just to gather the information. Beth alluded to us being more sustainable and not using as much paper. We use Blackboard as our learning management system, so most of our submissions are going to come through Blackboard. So we're going to have them submit files, websites, any type of research that they've done, so when they come to class the next period, they can actually get together with their group and compile all that information and begin making their prezi or presentation.
And you can certainly use like wiki spaces if you can just email stuff too.
Exactly.
I mean, we were just trying to practice what we preach, and
yes,
let's do a little less paper.
Yes, teachers are the worst at using paper. We can all admit that.
And of course, we just gave you a million PDFs.
Exactly.
So whatever.
And then when they get to class, the next class period, they're going to be jonesing to go talk to their groups about their project, but rein them in with another bell work assignment. And this is my favorite bell work assignment that we came up with in Germany. Nachhaltigkeit, yes, I can say that, one German word, is sustainability in German again. What we do is we have them create an acrostic poem. And if you are a German teacher, have them do it with German words. If you are a science teacher, have them do it with science words in English. And what you're going to do is you're just going to come up with words or phrases that apply to sustainability for each letter of Nachhaltigkeit. The reason you use Nachhaltigkeit is because try getting your non-German speakers to say that word. It is the most entertaining thing you can have them do.
Plus, then you can actually advertise German, and maybe these science kids, ooh,
yes, you can.
They're going to like, oh, I want to learn how to say that word. I'm going to come to German class.
And as always, they're always sharing. We're always sharing our poems with everyone else. Take them and make a word wall or a display wall, hang them up, let everyone else read them. Once the Nachhaltigkeit acrostic poems are done, they're going to jump into their group work after we watch a video. Depending on how much time you have, you can have them watch a video based on whatever you're working on or whatever's most prevalent with you. We like the jeans video because most kids, they say, oh, my jeans come from, you know, Abercrombie, or they come from
the mall.
The mall. I can't think of any stores. But they don't actually take into account where the jeans come from and how much money and how many resources it actually takes to make a pair of jeans.
So the energy footprint.
Exactly. So it's very, very enlightening for these kids to realize just how much influence they have on society based on what they purchase. So after you've watched that video and totally blown their minds, put them back in their groups and have them start.
And we have a list of tons of videos you can choose from.
Yes,
so.
Yes, that's on one of the resource pages. We have tons of videos to choose from, or you can make your own, find your own. Of course, we encourage that. And then once they're in their groups, they're going to put their presentations together. They are going to start brainstorming together. They're going to compare their German habit with their American habit, and then they're going to create a presentation. The presentations will actually be presented in class, obviously. We give our kids class time because it's very hard with extracurricular activities to get students to meet outside of class. So days 5 and 6 are going to be presentations. Again, we love bell work, but because they're presenting, we let them get the nerves out of their system, and it gives them a little bit of time to go over their topics and mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally prepared to talk to their peers about something that they don't really know very well. And then we allot 2 days for presentations because our classes tend to be a little bit larger, but again, tailor it to what you know. And then our homework for those days are, again, engaging and watching more videos and answering questions on sustainability. Once you finish the lesson, again, back to our favorite, the KWL chart, fill in the learned. Have them compare what they thought they knew, what they want to know, and what they actually learned. Because guess what? Shocker here, they don't really know a lot about everything. They think they do, but most of the time what they know is incorrect. So that's what we're here for. Oh, man. Woo! I feel like we ran through that.
So, as we said before, tons and tons of resources for you. We went ahead and put in this chat the link back to the sign-in page. I hope you can see those materials. Maybe if someone has a chance, go ahead and click on that link and see if you can see all those PDFs that we uploaded this evening. And if you do, just say, yes, they're there, so we know. I mean, I can see them, so I just want to make sure. We also have, as one of those handouts, a lot of our resources that are all clickable links. So these were some of the things that Kristie talked about. Here's one of the genes videos that you can watch. Some are in German, some are in English, some are a mix of them. This is the video I talked about, which was Unter kleine Welt. So this one is in German, but you can click on the English flag, the flag of Great Britain, and go ahead, or the United Kingdom, and watch that video in English as well. We also have in the handout, so the handout that you're going to want that says PowerPoint slides, that's the one that has interactive links as well. So you can go back and you can watch our German home video.
Yes, we really encourage you to use that. That one turned out really well, if I'm not being too biased.
It was a stealth attack on, let's just say, my friends in Germany. I just started taking video of stuff. And so that's on the slide, and it says German home. And we also have the one, what was the other one? Oh, the grammar ones too, if you wanted to see how we did, or how I do the interactive whiteboard race. That's the jumble activity. So that's another one too. So those are some resources. Excellent question, Trudy. So now I'm looking at some of the questions. I'm not sure how long that will be up. That is run by Big Marker. I'm pretty certain, maybe Denise and Anya, if you're out there on this as well, maybe you can chat or say something to this effect. I believe they might also be, perfect, thank you. Will be emailed out, quite possibly posted on their website, perhaps. Also, I'll go ahead and add our email addresses as well. So that's me. Hi, Beth. And let me do Kristie's. So bishoplynch.org. Those are our email addresses too. So if you have any questions in terms of what we covered, or some other ideas or things that we've done, or we'll have follow-up on a lot of this too when we get some more feedback from our students. So
definitely. We've done these activities before, but we've never done it on a lesson specific to sustainability. Again, like I said, I'm doing mine on Arbor Day this year, so I'm waiting till April to do mine. But if any of y'all end up doing these beforehand, let us know how it works, because
and for the non-Texans out there, y'all.
I heard it.
Sorry, Kristie. I'm from the Midwest originally.
You guys.
One of the things that I was going to kind of dovetail off of that, well, I guess my unit I did back in early October, and I've changed a few things with it, but coming up, I'll be working on another project with German 2, and so I'm going to take and change and add some more things from what we learned too. So, oh my gosh, thank you all for these lovely comments. That's so sweet of you. I apologize for that mic out issue when I was showing large screens. So, any other questions? So feel free to throw out some questions. We still have 12 minutes. We wanted to make sure we had about 10 to 15 minutes. And then to open that up to questions and concerns. I could also certainly find, somebody asked about, so I'm going to copy that link again, and all you need to do is, scroll down to the bottom of that page, I think.
Of course, Jan. Yes, use them and abuse them.
Yes.
Just use them as much as you want.
I mean, we're so grateful and blessed and thankful to the Goethe-Institut for, selecting us for last year and everything that we learned. So this is really all there is to. So just, take it.
Take it all.
And we'll probably, as we find out and we change things, who knows, we might have more stuff to share. Password for the documents. I believe there was a password given out in an email. Let me see, Suzanne, if I can find that real quick. I know it was sent out in an email that I got from either Denise or Big Marker. So let me just double check. Inbox here. Sorry, I'm switching over to my email, and I think hope this is right. Let me see if this is right. I think this is the, oh, thanks. Oh, the one for the webinar doesn't work. Okay, sorry about that. I logged in under my own account. So, so when I logged in as Beth Burau in Big Marker, I had to use my login, and that's how I was able to share them. So you might actually have to log in to your Big Marker account. But if you shoot us an email, we can send it to you, or the Denise or Anya will probably send that out with your certificate of participation. How does this go? Lisi has a question, just a practical question. Do the students feel there's a lot of homework? How do they handle that?
We try to downplay how much homework they have by the amount of time we give them to do group work in class.
And once again, we're a 90-minute block.
Right. So this may seem like a lot if you only have a 40-minute class. It may be a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah,
so instead of doing a 6-day trial, do a 12-day trial, right. Cut it all in half. But for the most part, our kids actually they've been very receptive. Mm-hmm. I personally don't like giving a lot of homework. I have them watch videos outside of class, but it doesn't take them more than 30, 45 minutes to get it done. But, you know, they complain about homework all the time.
Right. I mean, on average, my German students, seeing them every other day, have 30 to 40 minutes of homework, but I also want them to listen or do or experience German every day, since I only see them every other day. So that's, that is constantly a challenge, and sometimes it's a quiz, and I mean, if you look at our unit plan, sometimes it's a quiz and there's a little homework. Oftentimes it's just brainstorming.
And as callous as this sounds, a lot of the how do they handle that has to do with time management. And I personally am a very strict teacher when it comes to late work and all that stuff. So they learned very early on that I take deadlines seriously, and I'm always available to help them. I do give extensions when asked, but for a majority of the time, they know I mean business and they will meet the deadline. So I really don't have problems with students having too much homework as far as this unit goes.
Great questions, everybody. I'm just scrolling through to see if there's anything else I'm missing. Sorry, that ding was my email. My kids' conjugamos assignments are coming in. So that's another resource that you can use if you don't do if you need verb conjugation. Sorry, not really sciencey.
Not really sciencey, no. But that's okay.
No. Just try to see. Can you talk about your grading approach, percent content, percent language, etc.? So is this, oh yes, definitely. Sorry. Well, I'm reading out of order.
Yes, she's not reading in order. Karen, we're not ignoring your question. Yes, actually, the kids are getting more interested in German as a result. Yeah. We talk about certain things, and they're like, hey, I didn't know they did that, or hey, I didn't know they did that. Yeah. In fact, today I was watching the news getting ready for work, and the word Germany caught my ear as I was getting ready for work, and then they said sustainability, and I actually rewound it. And Germany is the best country in the world to live in right now because of their sustainable habits and going green. So I actually got to talk to my kids about that today, and they were very intrigued.
Yeah. And the bulletin board is right in the science wing, and so half the board is in German, and there's QR codes on that bulletin board. I can go back to our first slide so you can see that. But it's pretty crazy, the fact that they I'll run into Kristie's room and say something in German, and then I think that's also encouraging kids to.
And I have several of her German students in my biology class, right. So we're able to overlap pretty easily with them. But hopefully next year I'll have more of the German students, and there will be a greater overlap. That's what we're going for.
So looking at the grading approach question, so for us grading, I'm not sure if you're asking about a specific assignment or like how things would work. And there's the German and the combo one. Oh, wow. Very good, Jan. All right. Kristie was paying attention this morning. So for me, if it's the presentation aspect, so I've been working with them. So if we're talking about their advertisement, we can make corrections. I want them to figure out the mistakes too, and I also want them to feel okay. It's okay to make mistakes in German. I certainly do. I'm not a native speaker, and I started German later, so I want to make sure that that they feel comfortable with that. So for me, something that they've had more time to do on, I'm going to weight heavier than I would the actual presentation part, because I don't want them to feel like, disenchanted with the language or confused.
And I'm the exact opposite. I grade them a lot easier building up to the presentation because they're just getting a feel for the vocab. Granted, most of the words that they know because they're in English and they're easier to decipher. But homework is about 15% and quizzes are about 20%. And then
our homework's 20, quizzes are 30 for foreign language department policy. Gotcha. It's 20, 30, 50.
And then I have the added bonus. I have what's called a lab category. And so instead of doing the presentation as like a quiz grade, I make it a little bit more worth their while and I make it a lab grade. Yes, it wasn't an actual experiment, but it was hands-on. It did force them to work in a group. It did force them to cooperate, which is ultimately the goal that you're trying to do when you have a lab, is to force and foster that group work mentality. So I will give them a higher percentage grade for their overall presentation as opposed to little things building up. And you know what? I am 100% okay about giving completion points because at some point there are certain assignments like the Nahalti acrostic poem. That's very hard because that's an opinion. What word do you want for the letter K? What word do you want for the letter N? So that's an opinion. So you know what? You did it great. You were forced to think outside of the box. You were forced to participate, and you completed it. So that's something that I would give an easy 100 for, not necessarily content-based.
And I tend to do a sliding completion scale on any German grammar assignment. So if we're looking at the coordinating or subordinating conjunction assignments.
You lost me.
Sorry. Grammar. I'm also an English teacher, so I get really excited about grammar. They're learning it. So, are they trying it and, doing their best? So that I tend to do what I call sliding completion. Because if they don't do all of it, or if I can just tell they're filling in blanks just to think, Frau Burau is not going to see that she's just going to give me 100 because the blanks are filled in. I'm like, I'm not that stupid. Yeah. As my grandma would say, I didn't just fall off of the turnip truck. Yeah, sorry, that's the Midwest in me, the Minnesotan. So, and did that answer your question, Jan? Oh, you're welcome. Sorry, we got off on a tangent.
We did.
Yeah, but it's also
kind of relevant.
Yeah, definitely relevant. Thank you all so much for these questions.
We have a few more minutes left if you have any other questions. Or, again, feel free to email us personally. I know we did get an email from Suzanne. We will be looking at that. And if you can't end up opening the documents, if Chicago doesn't send them to you, we definitely will. Don't worry, you will definitely get them. I promise.
Yeah, they're done. They're all yours. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you all so much. You're welcome.
Are any of you planning on applying for the
or has anyone applied?
Trip? Bitte. I know that word too. Bitte schön.
Oh, look at you, Kristie.
I can do a little bit.
She's going to be auditing German 1 next year. What do you think?
I would love to if my schedule allows.
Yes, totally.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
And you can just,
And the QR code, again, I know this was a unit on sustainability and a unit on German, but QR codes are universal. Yeah. Use them all the time. They are great for everything.
Resource STEM topics and Germany topics. So, I think a lot of the energy and solar and wind power
energy is
right
big.
Now, energy is huge. We saw it firsthand, and I have a host family in Germany, and I've seen them a lot over the next few years. I've been blessed to go back to Germany like 3 summers in a row, and I'm just in awe of even the tiny little town where my host family used to live, just the solar panels that are coming up and all the wind generator, energy generators, and would you not agree?
When we were driving through on the bus in Saarland, literally there's a field of solar panels.
Oh, sorry. I guess she's actually asking about resources.
Oh.
Oh, to our resource. Oh, you've got authors and teachers and board already. Ulrich Grober was one. The Sustainability Project.
There's a series of books called The Sustainability Project, and they're going to incorporate all different aspects of the world. There's psychological, there's physical, there's strictly German-based.
And they have the books in English and German. So I would throw those out. I hope that helps. So the Sustainability Project, there's like the Our Planet, there's a whole bunch. So the Sustainability Project, and there's German and English books that you could get. Karen, yes, we should.
We're working on it, I promise.
Karen participated in the program too, so we know her. So yes, do that. And there we go.
And that's great, Angelica.
Woo!
That's great.
Yay. Oh, Indiana. Sorry. I went to college there, so yeah. You're welcome, everybody. Yay.
Thank you for listening, and thank you for sticking with us through the technical difficulties. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And again, if you have any questions, feel free to email.
Yeah.
Yes, don't hesitate at all.
And thank you for being our first webinar.
Our first webinar. Yay. Yeah. Gracias. Yay. That's the language I know.
Yay.
Thank you.
De nada.
De nada.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
This is Denise from the Goethe-Institut again. I just want to thank everybody again.
See you later.
Unfortunately, we're running out of time, so.
Sorry. This is so fun.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Anya and Denise, for all of your help putting this together. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Now that it's done, it was a lot of fun.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, and everybody have a great rest of their night.
What is that? What is that?
You can do it.
No, I can't.
It means bye.
Bye.